Hello fans and welcome to day 3 of the 2019 NJCAA National Championships for swimming and diving. We begin day 3 with the preliminaries of the women's 100-yard IM. This is heat 1. Swimming in lane 2, Aubrey Halla of Iowa Central. Lane 3, Stephanie Connell, South Georgia State. Lane 4, Eliana Kennan, Indian River. Lane 5, Cameron Wheels, Indian River. And swimming in lane 6, Abby Ettinger of Erie. Touching first with a time of 59.12 from lane 4, Eliana Cannon of Indian River. Touching second with a time of 101.73, lane 5, Cameron Wheels, Indian River. Touching third with a time of 108.18, lane 3, Stephanie Connell of South Georgia State. This is heat 2 of the women's 100-yard IM preliminaries. Swimming in lane 3, Caitlin Hester, Southwestern Oregon. In lane 4, Michaela Seamiller, Barton. Lane 5, Zoe Beals, Iowa Central. Lane 6, Libby Richardson, Genesee. And swimming in lane 7, Ashley Commons of Iowa Lakes. Touching first with a time of 100.74, lane 4, Michaela Seamiller of Barton. Touching second with a time of 103.95, lane 5, Zoe Beals, Iowa Central. Touching third with a time of 105.65, lane number 3, Caitlin Hester of Southwestern Oregon. This is heat 3 of the women's 100-yard IM preliminaries. Swimming in lane 2, Taylor Spurgeon, Southwestern Oregon. In lane 3, Abigail Aldred, South Georgia State. Lane 4, Elizabeth Spitz, Barton. Lane 5, Kenzie Green, Indian River. Lane 6, Lauren Adamson, Southwestern Oregon. And swimming in lane 7, Hong Dang, Herkimer. Touching first with a time of 101.61 from lane number 4, L. Spitz of Barton. Touching second with a time of 102.51, lane 5, Kenzie Green, Indian River. And touching third with a time of 103.31, lane number 3, Abigail Aldridge of South Georgia State. And now the preliminaries for the men's 100-yard IM. This is heat 1. Swimming in lane 1, Ethan Heim of Genesee. Lane 2, Rylan Roger, Southwestern Oregon. Lane 3, Gabrielle Carmona, Iowa Lakes. Lane 4, Joshua Stegen, Indian River. Lane 5, Mitch Emery, Iowa Central. Lane 6, Landon Stallnaker, Southwestern Oregon. And in lane 7, Parker Stone of Monroe. Touching first with a time of 53.50 from lane number 4, Joshua Stegen of Indian River. Touching second with a time of 54.92, lane number 6, Landon Stallnaker of Southwestern Oregon. And touching third with a time of 54.96, lane number 3, Gabriel Carmona of Iowa Lakes. In heat 1, there was a disqualification in lane number 7. This is heat 2 of the men's 100-yard IM preliminaries. Swimming in lane 1, Dylan Wolf of Erie. Lane 2, Elijah Draper, Barton. Lane 3, Simon Botten, Barton. Lane 4, James Camp, Southwestern Oregon. Lane 5, Kevin Bargate of Indian River. In lane 6, Orion Bopp, South Georgia State. And lane 7, Kyle Casara of South Georgia State. Touching first with a time of 50.90, lane number 4, James Camp of Southwestern Oregon. Touching second with a time of 52.38, lane number 5, Kevin Bargate of Indian River. And touching third with a time of 54.59, lane 3, Simon Botten, Barton. This is heat 3 of the men's 100-yard IM preliminaries. Swimming in lane 1, Carlito Sanchez, Genesee. In lane 2, William Spitz, Barton. Lane 3, Caleb Gaylor, Iowa Central. Lane 4, Ryan Van Wyck, Indian River. Lane 5, Emerson Zaplitter, Southwestern Oregon. Lane 6, Rory Smith, Barton. And in lane 7, Blaine King of South Georgia State. Touching first with a time of 50.15, lane number 4, Ryan Van Wyck of Indian River. Touching second with a time of 52.27, lane 5, Emerson Zapletter, Southwestern Oregon. And touching third with a time of 54.39, lane 3, Caleb Gaylor of Iowa Central. Now this is heat 1 of the women's 500-yard freestyle preliminaries. This is heat 1 of the women's 500-yard freestyle preliminaries. Swimming in lane 1, Violet Hess, Monroe. In lane 2, Sydney Williams of Barton. Lane 3, Casey Hall, South Georgia State. Lane 4, Elizabeth Watts, Indian River. Lane 5, Verity Vogel Rigler, Southwestern Oregon. In lane 6, Mavi Valentine, Iowa Lakes, and in lane 7, Ashley Henwood of Barton. Touching first with a time of 5:07.68 from lane 4, Elizabeth Watts of Indian River. Touching second with a time of 5:20.74, lane 5, Verity Vogel Rigler of Southwestern Oregon. And touching third with a time of 5:25.16, lane 3, Casey Hall of South Georgia State. And now this is heat 2 of the women's 500-yard freestyle preliminaries. Swimming in lane 1, Blair Collette of Iowa Central. Lane 2, Clara Simpson, South Georgia State. Lane 3, Alexandra Perez, Indian River. Lane 4, Charlize Oberholzer, Indian River. In lane 5, Eve Berg of Iowa Central. In lane 6, Annabeth Dex, South Georgia State. And swimming in lane 7, Paula Noriega Rivera of Barton. Touching first with a time of 5:12.21 from lane 4, Charlize Oberholzer of Indian River. Touching second with a time of 5:18.05 from lane 5, Eve Berg of Iowa Central. And touching third with a time of 5:26.85 from lane 6, Annabeth Deck, South Georgia State. This is heat 3 of the women's 500-yard freestyle preliminaries. Swimming in lane 1, Alex Clifford of Erie. Lane 2, Samantha Pratt, Monroe. Lane 3, Adriana Rodriguez, Indian River. Lane 4, Sule Vander Merwe, Indian River. Lane 5, Molly Lade, Indian River. Lane 6, Mayo Diaz, Iowa Central. And in lane 7, Caroline Noble of Barton. Here are the results for the women's 100-yard IM. First, consolation finalists. Hong Dang, Ashley Commons, Aubrey Halla, Taylor Spurgeon, Abby Ettinger, Stephanie Connell, Libby Richardson, and Lauren Adamson. The championship finalists in the women's 100-yard IM, Caitlin Hester, Southwestern Oregon, Zoe Beals, Iowa Central, Abigail Aldridge, South Georgia State, Kenzie Green, Indian River, Cameron Wheels, Indian River, Elle Spitz, Barton, Michaela Seamiller, Barton, and the top qualifier with a time of 1:02.60 from Indian River, Eliana Kennan. Coaches, the time is now 10 a.m. You have 30 minutes to get in your scratches. Here are the results for the men's 100-yard IM. Second alternate, Parker Stone. First alternate, Rylan Rogers. The consolation finalists, Elijah Draper, William Spitz, Kyle Casara, Blaine King, Rory Smith, Gabrielle Carmona, Landon Stallnaker, and Orion Bopp. The championship finalists in the men's 100-yard IM, Simon Barton, Caleb Gaylor, Iowa Central, Joshua Stegan, Indian River, Mitch Emery, Iowa Central, Kevin Bargate, Indian River, Emerson Zapletter, Southwestern Oregon, James Camp, Southwestern Oregon, and the top qualifier with a time of 50:15 from Indian River, Ryan Van Wyck. Coach, the time is now 10:03. You have 30 minutes to get in your scratches or intent to scratch. Touching first with a time of 5:04.40 from lane number 4, Sule van der Merwe of Indian River. Touching second with a time of 5:15.85 from lane 5, Molly Lade of Indian River. And touching third with a time of 5:24.58, lane 3, Adriana Rodriguez of Indian River. This is heat 1 of the men's 500-yard freestyle preliminaries. Swimming in lane 2, Noah Ferber, Southwestern Oregon. In lane 3, Jacob Singleton, Indian River. Lane 4, Marcelo Bush, Iowa Central. Lane 5, Tyler Beshopping, Monroe. In lane 6, Stephen Smith of South Georgia State. And in lane 7, Eric Weiser, Iowa Central. Touching first with a time of 4:41.49 from lane number 5, Tyler Bishopping of Monroe. Touching second with a time of 4:46.53 from lane 4, Marcelo Bush of Iowa Central. And touching third with a time of 4:56.45 from lane 3, Jacob Singleton, Indian River. This is heat 2 of the men's 500-yard freestyle preliminaries. Swimming in lane 1, Asa Unruh of Barton. In lane 2, Brandon Brown, Tennessee. Lane 3, Andrew White, South Georgia State. In lane 4, Tiger Pilkington, Indian River. Lane 5, Vinnie Moles, Iowa Central. In lane 6, Cameron Wagner, Monroe. And in lane 7, Evan Napper of Monroe. Now the results for the women's 500-yard freestyle. Second alternate, Ashley Henwood. First alternate, Alex Clifford. Consolation finalists, Caroline Noble, Clara Simpson, Mavi Valentine, Sydney Williams, Samantha Pratt, Alexandra Perez, Annabeth Deck, and Mayo Diaz. The championship finalists in the women's 500-yard freestyle, Casey Hall, South Georgia State, Adriana Rodriguez, Indian River, Verity Vogel-Rigler, Southwestern Oregon, Eve Berg, Iowa Central, Molly Lade, Indian River, Charlize Oberholzer, Indian River, Elizabeth Watts, Indian River. And the top qualifier with a time of 5:04.40 from Indian River, Sule van der Merwe. Coach, the time is now 10:15. You have 30 minutes to get in your scratches or intent to scratch. Touching first with a time of 4:35.28 from lane number 4, Tiger Pilkington of Indian River. Touching second with a time of 4:42.83, lane number 5, Eddie Moles, Iowa Central. Touching third with a time of 4:55.73, lane 6, Cameron Wagner of Monroe. This is heat 3 of the men's 500-yard freestyle preliminaries. Swimming in lane 1, Jake Wire, Southwestern Oregon. In lane 2, Will Trinnell, Iowa Central. In lane 3, Jacob Bonnert, Iowa Lakes. In lane 4, Jared Baxter, Indian River. In lane 5, Dante Padron, Indian River. In lane 6, Tyler Stakoyak, Genesee. And in lane 7, Weston Head, Genesee. Touching first with a time of 4:37.27 from lane 4, Jared Backstroke of Indian River. Touching second with a time of 4:45.98 from lane 5, Dante Padron, Indian River. And touching third with a time of 4:57.76 from lane 2, Will Trinnell, Iowa Central. And now this is heat 1 of the women's 100-yard backstroke preliminaries. In lane 1, Emily DeClerc Monroe. In lane 2, Emily DeClerc Monroe. In lane 3, Callie Kornowski, South Georgia State. Lane 4, Casey Hall, South Georgia State. Lane 5, Piper Engler, Southwestern Oregon. Lane 6, Courtney Sapp, Indian River. Lane 7, Margaret Murray, Fashion Institute. Now the results for the men's 500-yard freestyle. Second alternate, Eric Weiser. First alternate, Jake Wire. Consolation finalists, Brandon Brown, Weston Head, Stephen Smith, Andrew Woith, Jacob Bonnard, Noah Ferber, Tyler Stakoyak, and Will Trinnell. Your championship finalists in the men's 500-yard freestyle, Jacob Singleton, Cameron Wagner, Marcelo Bush, Dante Padron, Vinnie Moles, Tyler Beshopping, Jared Baxter, and the top qualifier with a time of 4:35.28 from Indian River, Tiger Pilkington. Coach, the time is now 10:29. You have 30 minutes to get in your scratches or intent to scratch. Touching first with a time of 59.46 from lane number 5, Piper Engler of Southwestern Oregon. Touching second with a time of 1:00.57, lane 4, Casey Hall, South Georgia State. Touching third with a time of 1:03.44, lane 6, Courtney Sapp of Indian River. And now heat 2 of the women's 100-yard backstroke preliminaries. Swimming in lane 1, Aubrey Halla, Iowa Central. In lane 2, Andrea Porch, Southwestern Oregon. Lane 3, Liz Cruey Brown, Iowa Lakes. Lane 4, Jillian Kontich, Indian River. Lane 5, Juliana Villa Rodriguez, Iowa Lakes. In lane 6, Abigail Fry of Barton, and in lane 7, Amanda Mashia of Herkimer. Touching first with a time of 1:00:31 from lane 4, Jillian Kontich of Indian River. Touching second with a time of 1:00:42, lane 5, Juliana Villa Rodriguez, Iowa Lakes. And touching third with a time of 1:02:56, lane 3, Liz Cruey Brown, Iowa Lakes. This is heat 3 of the women's 100-yard backstroke preliminaries. Swimming in lane 1, Natalie Amico, Genesee. In lane 2, Selena Howard, Barton. In lane 3, Kristen Farless, South Georgia State. In lane 4, Sophia Dine, Indian River. In lane 5, Patrizia Ozola, Southwestern Oregon. In lane 6, Megan Harrell, South Georgia State. And swimming in lane 7, Sarah Childs, Barton. Touching first with a time of 58:01 from lane number 4, Sophia Dine of Indian River. Touching second with a time of 58:85, lane 5, Patrizia Ozola of Southwestern Oregon. Touching third with a time of 1:01:70, lane 3, Kristen Farless, South Georgia State. And now this is heat 1 of the men's 100-yard backstroke preliminaries. Swimming in lane 2, Isaac Panzer, Barton. In lane 3, John Gill III, Iowa Central. In lane 4, Jared Ingram, Indian River. Lane 5, Wyatt Dalton, South Georgia State. In lane 6, Noah Childs, Barton. And in lane 7, Matthew Bell of Southwestern Oregon. Touching first with a time of 50:33 from lane 4, Jared Ingram of Indian River. Touching second with a time of 52:77, lane 5, Wyatt Dalton, South Georgia State. Touching third with a time of 53:65, lane 3, John Gill III of Iowa Central. This is heat 2 of the men's 100-yard backstroke preliminaries. Swimming in lane 1, Kaya Ingram, Southwestern Oregon. In lane 2, Jonathan Pilot, Erie. Lane 3, Ryan Buchkowski, South Georgia State. Lane 4, Connor Lynch, Indian River. Lane 5, Mariano Sosa, Iowa Central. In lane 6, Austin Turner, Southwestern Oregon. And in lane 7, Andrew Oberg, Iowa Central. Touching first with a time of 49:42 from lane 4, Connor Lynch of Indian River. Touching second with a time of 52:28, lane 5, Mariano Sosa of Iowa Central. Touching third with a time of 54:14, lane 3, Ryan Buchkowski, South Georgia State. And now heat 1 of the women's 100-yard breaststroke preliminaries. Swimming in lane 2, Addie Graves, Southwestern Oregon. In lane 3, Clara Simpson, South Georgia State. Lane 4, Jessalyn Graham, South Georgia State. Lane 5, Natalie Soivy, Southwestern Oregon. Lane 6, Katarina Sherry, Monroe. And in lane 7, Ashley Commons of Iowa Lakes. Now the results for the women's 100-yard backstroke. Second alternate, Margaret Murray. First alternate, Selena Howard. Consolation finalists, Emily DeClerc, Sarah Childs, Amanda Mashia, Andrea Porch, Abigail Fry, Kaylee Kornowski, Courtney Sapp, Megan Harrell. Championship finalists, Liz Cruey-Brown, Kristen Farless, Casey Hall, Juliana Villa-Rodriguez, Jillian Kontich, Piper Engler, Patrizia Ozola. The top qualifier with a time of 58:01 from Indian River, Sophia Dine. Coach, the time is now 10:38. You have 30 minutes to get in your scratches or intent to scratch. Touching first with a time of 1:07:43 from lane 4, Jessalyn Graham of South Georgia State. Touching second with a time of 1:08:90, lane 5, Natalie Soivy, Southwestern Oregon. Touching third with a time of 1:17:71, lane 3, Clara Simpson of South Georgia State. And now this is heat 2 of the women's 100-yard breaststroke preliminaries. Swimming in lane 2, Haley Robley, Erie. In lane 3, Jalen Estabilio, Southwestern Oregon. In lane 4, Emily Andren, Iowa Central. Lane 5, Elizabeth Schrock, Barton. Lane 6, Rachel Singleton, Indian River. And in lane 7, Taylor Spurgeon of Southwestern Oregon. Here are the results for the men's 100-yard backstroke. Consolation finalists, Kaya Ingram, Isaac Panzer, Andrew Oberg, Matthew Bell, and Jonathan Pilot. Championship finalists, Austin Turner, Ryan Buchkowski, Noah Childs, John Gill III, Wyatt Dalton, Mariano Sosa, Jared Ingram. The top qualifier with a time of 49:42 from Indian River, Connor Lynch. The time is now 10:41, coaches. You have 30 minutes to get in your scratches or intent to scratch. Touching first with a time of 1:08.13 from lane number 4, Emily Andrin of Iowa Central. Touching second with a time of 1:10.41, lane 3, Jalen Estabilio of Southwestern Oregon. Touching third with a time of 1:10.73, lane 5, Elizabeth Schrock of Barton. This is heat 3 of the women's 100-yard breaststroke preliminaries. Swimming in lane 1, Winnie Sang of Queensboro. In lane 2, Kayla Hennon, Barton. Lane 3, Gabby Reese, Iowa Lakes. Lane 4, Savannah Best, Indian River. Lane 5, Elle Spitz, Barton. Lane 6, Samantha Karasinski of the Fashion Institute. And in lane 7, Lauren Parisi of the Fashion Institute. Touching first with a time of 1:02.34 from lane 4, Savannah Best of Indian River. Touching second with a time of 1:09.32, lane 5, Elle Spitz of Barton. Touching third with a time of 1:14.29 from lane 6, Samantha Karasinski of the Fashion Institute. This is heat 1 of the men's 100-yard breaststroke preliminaries. Swimming in lane 3, Brandon Cutter of Genesee. Lane 4, Grayson Goodale, Southwestern Oregon. And in lane 5, Zach Strom of Iowa Central. Touching first with a time of 1:08.38 from lane 4, Grayson Goodale of Southwestern Oregon. Touching the second with a time of 1:12.04, lane 5, Zach Strom, Iowa Central. Touching third with a time of 1:12.23, lane 3, Brandon Cutter, Genesee. This is Heat 2 of the men's 100-yard breaststroke preliminaries. Swimming in lane 2, Gregory Sanders of Monroe. Lane 3, Logan Malecki, Indian River. Lane 4, Christian Nishimura, Indian River. Lane 5, Emil Lutzler, Iowa Central. Lane 6, Gabriel Corona, Iowa Lakes. And lane 7, Sean Williams, Barton. And now the results for the women's 100-yard breaststroke. Second alternate, Ashley Commons. First alternate, Addie Graves. Consolation finalists, Taylor Spurgeon, Haley Robley, Lauren Parisi, Kayla Hennon, Katarina Sherry, Clara Simpson, Rachel Singleton, Gabby Reese. Championship finalists, Samantha Karazinski, Elizabeth Schrock, Jalen Estabilio, Elizabeth Spitz, Natalie Soivy, Emily Andren, Jesselyn Graham, and the top qualifier with a time of 1:02:34 from Indian River, Savannah Best. Coaches, the time is now 10:48. You have 30 minutes to get in your scratches or intent to scratch. Touching first with a time of 56:08 from lane 5, Emil Lutzler of Iowa Central. Touching second with a time of 57:74, lane 4, Christian Nishimura of Indian River. Touching third with a time of 59:53, lane 2, Gregory Sanders, Monroe. This is Heat 3 of the men's 100-yard breaststroke preliminaries. Swimming in lane 1, Arath Hernandez, Southwestern Oregon. In lane 2, Christian Taylor, Barton. Lane 3, Rory Smith, Barton. Lane 4, Eric Veit, Indian River. Lane 5, Michael Hartshorn, Indian River. Lane 6, Logan Black of South Georgia State. And lane 7, Zachary Roberts of Monroe. Touching first with a time of 55:81 from lane 4, Eric Veit of Indian River. Touching second with a time of 57:98, lane 5, Michael Hartshorn of Indian River. Touching third with a time of 58:86, lane 3, Rory Smith of Barton. This is Heat 4 of the men's 100-yard breaststroke preliminaries. Swimming in lane 1, Mason Teagle, Southwestern Oregon. In lane 2, Alfonso Flores Romero, Iowa Central. Lane 3, Emerson Zapletter, Southwestern Oregon. In lane 4, Ollie Williamson, Indian River. Lane 5, Chris Major, South Georgia State. In lane 6, Simon Barton. In lane 7, Kyle Casara, South Georgia State. And in lane 8, Ethan Heim of Genesee. Touching first with a time of 56:13, lane 4, Ollie Williamson of Indian River. Touching second with a time of 56:78, lane number 3, Emerson Zapletter, Southwestern Oregon. Touching third with a time of 57:35, lane 5, Chris Major of South Georgia State. And now heat 1 of the women's 200-yard butterfly preliminaries. Swimming in lane 1, Ashley Beecham, Iowa Central. Lane 2, Lindsey Garrison, South Georgia State. Lane 3, Paula Ronda of Iowa Central. Lane 4, Cameron Hudson, Indian River. Lane 5, Emma Colvin, Indian River. Lane 6, Mary Marshall, Iowa Central. And in lane 7, Callie Anjovy, South Georgia State. Touching first with a time of 2:04.76 from lane 4, Cameron Hudson of Indian River. Touching second with a time of 2:11.15, lane 5, Emma Colvin, Indian River. Touching third with a time of 2:13.89, lane 3, Paula Ronda, Iowa Central. And now heat one of the men's 200-yard butterfly preliminaries. Swimming in lane 2, Hunter Sherwood, Southwestern Oregon. In lane 3, Leonard Henri Alaru of Barton. Lane 4, Tucker Adams, Indian River. Lane 5, Farron Martinez, Genesee. Lane 6, Gabriel Ozon, Barton. And in lane 7, Ryan Mahaney, Genesee. Touching first with a time of 1:51.02 from lane 4, Tucker Adams of Indian River. Touching second with a time of 1:57.69 from lane 3, Leonard Henri Alaru of Barton. Touching third with a time of 2:00.10 from lane 5, Farron Martinez, Genesee. This is heat 2 of the men's 200-yard butterfly preliminaries. Swimming in lane 1, Juan Braceno of Iowa Lakes. Lane 2, Elliott Stewart, Southwestern Oregon. Lane 3, Jackson Bloom, South Georgia State. Lane 4, Tiger Pilkington, Indian River. Lane 5, Colin McGuire, Southwestern Oregon. Lane 6, Alexander Ray, South Georgia State. And in lane 7, Sean Mahaney of Monroe. Touching first with a time of 1:52.50 from lane 4, Tiger Pilkington, Indian River. Touching second with a time of 1:57.01, lane 5, Colin McGuire, Southwestern Oregon. Touching third with a time of 2:02.22, lane 3, Jackson Bloom, South Georgia State. And now heat 3 of men's 200-yard butterfly preliminaries. Swimming in lane 1, Garrett Nielsen, Iowa Lakes. Lane 2, Marco Alvarez Sanchez, Barton. Lane 3, Javier Ronda, Iowa Central. Lane 4, Ruben Van Leeuwen, Indian River. Lane 5, Mitch Emery, Iowa Central. Lane 6, Brett Rice, Southwestern Oregon. Lane 7, Dylan Wolf, Erie. Now the results for the men's 100-yard breaststroke. Second alternate, Mason Teagle. First alternate, Zachary Roberts. Consolation finalists, Sean Williams, Gabriel Carmona, Alfonso Flores Romero, Logan Black, Logan Malecki, Gregory Sanders, Simon Botten, and Christian Taylor. The championship finalists in the men's 100-yard breaststroke, Rory Smith Barton, Michael Hartshorn, Indian River, Christian Nishimura, Indian River, Chris Major, South Georgia State, Emerson Zapletter, Southwestern Oregon, Ollie Williamson, Indian River, Emil Lutzeler, Iowa Central, and the top qualifier with a time of 55.81 from Indian River, Eric Veit. Coaches, the time is now 11:05. You have 30 minutes to get your scratches or intent to scratch. Touching first with a time of 1:49.37 from lane 4, Ruben Van Leeuwen of Indian River. Touching second with a time of 1:49.92, lane 5, Mitch Emery, Iowa Central. Touching third with a time of 1:57.96, lane 2, Marco Alvarez Sanchez. Here are your championship finalists in the women's 200-yard butterfly. Ashley Beecham, Iowa Central. Callie Anchovy, South Georgia State. Lindsay Garrison, South Georgia State. Mary Marshall, Iowa Central. Paula Ronda, Iowa Central. Emma Colvin, Indian River. The top qualifier for the women's 200-yard butterfly with a qualifying time of 2:04.76 from Indian River, Cameron Hudson. Coaches, the time is now 11:07. You have 30 minutes to get in your scratches or intent to scratch. Here are the results for the men's 200-yard butterfly. Second alternate, Dylan Wolf. First alternate, Sean Mahaney. Your consolation finalists, Ryan Mahaney, Gabriel Ozon, Elliott Stewart, Hunter Sherwood, Alexander Ray, Jackson Bloom, Brett Wright. Fly from Genesee, Farron Martinez. From Barton, Marco Alvarez Sanchez. From Barton, Leonard Henri Alaru. From Southwestern Oregon, Colin McGuire. From Indian River, Tiger Pilkington. From Indian River, Tucker Adams. From Iowa Central, Mitch Emery. And the top qualifier for the men's 200-yard butterfly with a qualifying time of 1:49.37 from Indian River, Ruben Van Leeuwen. Coaches, the time is now 11:08. You have 30 minutes to get your scratches or intent to scratch. This concludes the morning session of the preliminaries. Diving will begin at 1 p.m.